Today we're with Karrington Seals, the first All-American in the history of the Wayne State Indoor Women's Track Program. Karrington, first of all, congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
When you're going into that, you placed 8th in the 60 meters. Are you thinking, I've got a shot at All-American, or are you aware even of the history that you could be the first?
No, I actually didn't even think going to nationals I was going to make it to the finals, but going there and running my time, I was tied with a girl from Grand Valley, really great athlete, and my coach was on the sidelines going, like, writing down all the times, and then he was like, I think you made it. And then when we got the final word, he was like, all you have to do to be an All-American is finish the race. I don't care if you run 10 seconds, which is really slow for the hurdles, finish the race and you get All-American accolades. And so I just finished the race.
All right, so you're excited talking about it now. What was going through your head when that happened?
Well, so the actual race, they kept having gun malfunctions. So the gun went off twice without actually going off, so we didn't get to run. So I was really anxious and I kept getting really annoyed. So then when the third gun went off and it actually went off, I was like, okay, I just have to finish, because I knew I wasn't going to run my best race because I was so focused before. And then they said, stand up, can't run. And so yeah.
And you also were an honorable mention All-American outdoors in the 100. So you're good indoor, outdoor. Do you have a preference?
I like indoor better. But even though I did better indoor, I think I'm better outdoor because I need that extra 40 meters to accelerate and to get to my top speed. But I think I like, I don't know. I like them both. They're different
You just want to run fast.
Yes, that's it, period.
All right. So you're a biological sciences major with a minor in Spanish.
Yes.
Now that's an interesting combination. So how do you come up with that?
Well, I've always wanted to be bilingual. I think it's really important and there's value in knowing a second language. And since middle school, I always loved Spanish. I was always decent at it. So I said, might as well throw that in college. And since I was 5, I wanted to be a doctor. And biology, even though I'm not the best, I'm actually better at chemistry. I've always liked biology.
And your goal is to be an orthopedic surgeon. Do you think being an athlete will help you in that field?
Definitely. I think I can relate, even though I haven't had serious injuries. Like, I've had a really bad stress fracture before, so I understand the urgency to get back to the field. And I think I also have an interest in research, so I think me wanting to do research and develop better techniques in surgery to get players and athletes back on the field or the track or whatever faster, that's kind of my motivation for it.
Now, you say you haven't had serious injuries other than the stress fracture,
Right.
but you've obviously had teammates who have. Can you maybe have some empathy by watching what they go through, that when you become a surgeon, you can say, I've seen somebody who's had this, I know what they're about to go through?
Oh, definitely. My closest friends have had ACLs, MCLs. Girls on our team have had to get 2, 3, 4 surgeries on their calves and their shins and their backs. So I completely get it, and I feel for them and I want to help them.
Right, now, I was reading an article about you, and it was talking about your 3.76 grade point average, and that you're not happy with it.
No, there's some B's and B pluses I shouldn't have gotten. And even A minuses, because at Wayne State an A minus is already a 3.67. And I'm like, that's not acceptable. I want to graduate with at least a 3.8. So I have some work to do.
Where did this drive come from?
My parents. My parents have always been like, you need to get A's. School comes first, no matter what. And I'm also very hard on myself. So grades have always been just up there for me.
So now you've got all these things going on. You've got to study to keep those grades and to get them higher. And to maintain your standing as an athlete, you've got to practice and work out. Talk about a typical day for you.
Now it's the winter semester, so I'm kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but it's more laid back because we travel in the winter. So I usually don't have class until 11:30 or practice till noon. But I have a lot of evening classes, so I'll practice, lift. If I have time, I'll study or get food, go to my evening classes, come home, study until maybe like 11:30, somewhere in there, make dinner, and go to bed, basically, and repeat.
Now, when it gets busier, what's that kind of day?
So I actually work in a neuroscience lab, volunteer my time, so I'll do 3 hours there, maybe in the morning, go to practice, go to lift, classes, 2 to 3 evening classes. Sometimes like I'll go to Bible study or just go to the library and study, and then I stay up pretty late sometimes. I'm a big procrastinator, which is terrible. So sometimes those 11:30 nights will turn into 2:30 nights, and then wake up, try to study more, and then repeat the day. Yeah.
You have to have a ton of energy to pull this off.
Yes.
Tell me this, you come in as a freshman, obviously there's some upperclassmen that help guide you through. Now you're a junior and you've got a lot of experience. What do you do as far as helping to guide a freshman who comes in here having no idea what to expect?
I just like to establish the fact that we're all family here, so we're all going to mess up. Everyone's going to have a bad day, and I just want them to know that I'm there to support them, basically. I think that's the first step, and then our coach, he's very technical with things sometimes. He tries to break it down, and sometimes it's not really graspable, and so just telling the freshmen, okay, this is actually what he means, putting it in layman's terms and kind of explaining it in different words. So I think that's kind of my role.
Now you've already accomplished quite a bit, so what's left to do athletically and what's left to do academically for you?
Athletically, I have 2 more years, my junior and senior year, so I plan to be a national champion in either the 60 hurdles or the 100 hurdles, or both, hopefully. Academically, I just want to continue to get A's, get good grades, stay on the honor roll, and getting accepted to medical school, basically.
All right, Karrington, best of luck in the future. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you for talking to me.